What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 3rd of October, 2024. I am Alana Bose reporting for News Source with the latest tonight. President Irfaan Ali appears set to appoint Acting Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken substantively to the top position in the police force, despite the opposition leader still withholding his support. In a letter to the opposition leader Aubrey Norton on Wednesday, Minister of Governance and Parliamentary Affairs Gail Teixeira noted that the opposition leader's decision not to support the appointment of Clifton Hicken as Commissioner of Police is unfortunate. Teixeira said in the circumstances and having considered the contentions raised by the opposition leader and upon weighing those against the accomplishments of Mr. Hicken, the President has concluded that it is in the public's interest and in the interest of national security that Mr. Hicken be appointed to the substantive post of Commissioner of Police. The opposition leader, in a previous correspondence to the President through the Governance Minister, had listed a number of issues for his non-support of the substantive appointment of Clifton Hicken as Police Commissioner. Among those were concerns about his command of police officers at Linden when the police opened fire with live rounds on a group of protesters, killing 3 of them. The opposition leader also raised concerns about financial improprieties within the Guyana Police Force, the police shooting death of East Coast Demerara youth Quindon Bacchus, and allegations of corruption within the hierarchy of the police force. In response, Teixeira said all of those concerns have either been addressed or are currently being investigated. The Governance Minister stated that Mr. Hicken remains the most senior member in the Guyana Police Force and the longevity of his tenure has been augmented by the fact that he has been acting in the position of Acting Police Commissioner since March 2022. Mr. Hicken is currently serving in the Acting Police Commissioner's position on an extension granted by the President since he has already passed the age of retirement. There have been extensions in the past, but in those cases, the extension was granted to those who were already in the substantive position of Police Commissioner and not acting in the position. Mr. Hicken's appointment as Acting Police Commissioner was clouded in controversy as it was done unilaterally by the President in 2022. It was challenged in the courts, but the Acting Chief Justice ruled that the unilateral appointment was not unconstitutional, since there was no opposition leader and no police service commission in place at the time. The Constitution requires for there to be meaningful consultation between the President and the opposition leader and the chairperson of the Police Service Commission, after the chairperson consults with the other members of the Police Service Commission before the appointment of a Commissioner of Police and the Deputy Police Commissioners. More news in a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Guyana, the wait is over. It's the return of the Gully God for the Cricket Carnival Super Concert. On stage is one of dancehall's greatest superstars, Mafado.
I'm so special, I'm so special, so special, so special.
Performing his biggest hits live on Saturday, 5th of October. Mafado. Early bird ticket general $5,000, VIP $200 USD. Sponsored by GTT, Extra Beer, Ministry of Tourism, and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport.
Are you ready to elevate your career with a world-class education from the comfort of your home? The University of Excellence Management and Business, UEMB, Guyana's premier accredited and recognized tertiary institution, invites you to join one or more of our comprehensive 145-degree programs. Registration is now open for our next intake on September 9 and every 2 months thereafter. Enroll now and secure a 50% scholarship. Choose from an ABA, BBA, MBA, MPM, EMBA, EMPM, and LLM degrees, available in 14 specializations. Whether you hold an undergraduate degree, a diploma, or relevant professional qualifications, apply. We are an accredited degree-granting tertiary institution in Guyana. Our programs are also equivalent to a USA Regional Accredited degree. Submit your completed application form, proof of entrance qualification, and any form of ID. For more details, visit our administrative office in the Critchlow Labour College, front building, Wolford Avenue, or call 225-1395, 225-1397-9, 618-3434, and 681-3434. Progressing to a degree is as easy as ABC with UEMB. Deal with the best and forget the rest.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
Start packing this, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Welcome back. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton today threatened legal action if President Irfan Ali goes ahead in appointing acting police commissioner Clifton Hicken to the substantive position just before Mr. Hicken proceeds on his retirement. In an interview with NewsSource today, Mr. Norton said he has already approached his attorneys to look at the issue following the receipt of the letter from Parliamentary Minister Gail Teixeira, where he hinted to the imminent appointment of Mr. Hicken. The opposition leader said he does not intend to respond to Ms. Teixeira, and should he decide to respond at all, he will write to the President directly to express his displeasure. At the core, Mr. Norton said he believes that the move to confirm Mr. Hicken is a payback, noting that the acting commissioner has not been independent.
I cannot be satisfied with the performance of Hicken. More importantly, Hicken is known to be involved in politics in the sense of campaigning for the PPP, especially in African Guyanese villages. How could you have a commissioner who is supposed to be independent being involved in the politics of the country? Hicken really needs to retire and go home. That is what he needs to do.
Further, Mr. Norton said he believes that the acting commissioner is not competent and told NewsSource that the recent corruption scandal that hit the police force was enough to send Mr. Hicken packing already.
Every child in Guyana knows of the various scandals and corruption things that are happening. And therefore, to appoint Hicken, while there is all of this, these allegations about corruption and against Hicken himself being untrustworthy, what you are in fact doing is, in some regard, giving a positive sanction to what is happening in Guyana Police Force.
Mr. Norton said with everything ongoing and the fact that the police force has shown that it is prepared to protect government politicians, Hicken's appointment would establish that Guyana is a lawless society where the police force is subject to political directions and not the rule of law. Vice President Bara Jagdeo today declared that no restrictions can be placed on Chinese businesses opening multiple shops in villages across the country, saying that any move to restrict businesses based on nationality will not only be against international practice, but it will create a foreign policy situation for Guyana. There have been mounting complaints from the local business community about the large number of Chinese businesses opening in communities across the country, forcing persons with small shops in those communities to close their business due to the dominance of the Chinese businesses. The Private Sector Commission in recent weeks has been conducting research on the impact of Chinese businesses on the local private sector. At a press conference this afternoon, the Vice President said the concerns are genuine from the business community, but he added that the main concerns from shop owners is that Chinese companies bypass regulatory approval and are given a free pass to sell a number of items in their shops while the laws are being applied to locals and prevents them from doing the same. Mr. Jagdeo admitted that a number of Chinese businesses sell a wide variety of products without having the...
We've made it clear to the regulatory bodies, you have to enforce the law uniformly. You have to. And we believe that sometimes people are induced not to do that. So we're paying careful attention to this. So to the extent that they have these issues occurring, the people who are protesting, they're right about it. I would have done that myself. If I'm next door to someone and he doesn't have to observe the law, and I have to do so, particularly when I'm a native to this country.
He said there can be no discrimination in business.
But we can't, if the idea is to stop people based on nationality, it would be impossible to do it. What if people say, China says, we're not gonna sell Guyana any of our goods anymore. So you can't import anything from China because you don't want our people. You stopped us based on the nationality to sell in Guyana, the people to sell. You can't do that, discriminate on the basis of nationality, but you can ensure compliance based with the laws of the country.
Vice President Jagdeo said there must, however, be a level playing field where locals are able to sell their products without being harassed. On the other hand, Mr. Jagdeo said he has received reports that Chinese businesses have been convenient for many citizens in the communities because of their service and flexible opening hours.
I am Simone Ford, and I'm the owner of Siege Eco Clean Services. I provide my services to the oil and gas sector. We provide janitorial services which are environmentally friendly, so we produce healthier homes and healthier workspaces.
The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GECOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GECOM website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
"34-year-old Sharmo Jones will be spending the next year in jail after pleading guilty to stealing 24 streetlights from the community of Lebon Intention on the east coast of Demerara. The Plaisance man was nabbed with the 24 streetlights at his home and immediately admitted to stealing them from the power poles in the LBI village. He appeared in court recently and was charged for the simple larceny. Jones did not waste the court's time and pleaded guilty to the charge, resulting in the 1-year prison sentence. An investigation was launched by the police into the missing streetlights after residents of the new housing scheme complained that weeks after the lights were installed, they all vanished. The matter was reported to Housing Minister Colin Crowell during a community outreach, and he called in the police to launch an investigation. The police said the streetlight stealing electrician was nabbed following intelligence received from a number of sources. Demerara Distillers Limited (DDL) has announced that it has successfully resumed production at several of its facilities following a fire which ripped through its power plant last Friday. In a statement, DDL said the Topco plant responsible for producing Topco fruit juices and Savannah milk products is fully operational, while the wines and spirits plant is currently in partial production mode, and the non-alcoholic beverage plant is expected to be fully operational by the weekend. The company has also assured that its distillery will be restarting operations soon. According to DDL, its initial investigations indicate that the fire originated at one of the 7 generators housed in the power station. The company noted that the specific generator had recently undergone scheduled maintenance by the equipment supplier. The fire subsequently spread, engulfing the entire power station and affecting all generators and the building itself. The power station previously provided all the energy needed to operate the complex. According to the statement, despite the rapid spread of the fire, the combined efforts of the DDL firefighting team and the Guyana Fire Service successfully contained the blaze to the power station, preventing it from threatening other facilities and infrastructure. Importantly, no jobs have been affected by the fire, and the successful resumption of operations ensures the continued full employment of all staff. The company said the swift resumption of production at the Topco plant meant that there were no interruptions in the purchase of products from fruit farmers, and said it is also working closely with resellers across the country to minimize any losses due to stock shortages caused by the fire.
Hi, I'm Marlene Street Forrest, Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Join us at the second Regional Investment and Capital Markets Conference to be held in Guyana on October 8 to 9, 2024 at the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center. Under the theme Financing for Success, where passion, prosperity and people align, we will explore the latest trends and opportunities in wealth creation and economic development. This two-day event promises to be engaging, enlightening and game-changing. To register to attend, visit www.jamstockex.com or call 876-967-3271. Come and make the right connections.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. I can start with one step. Or one promise. One thrill. One first time. One deep breath. One leap of faith. One day to remember. Or one night to forget. One moment. So many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life. Just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. GuyOil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of GuyOil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. GuyOil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Across the region tonight, the Cayman Islands plans to hold a referendum on whether to turn possession of small amounts of marijuana into a minor offense. Tourism Minister Kenneth Bryan said there is widespread support among legislators to hold a public vote, which he announced on Wednesday. If the measure is approved by voters, possession of small amounts of marijuana would be treated like a minor offense, similar to getting a traffic ticket, and leading to no criminal record, Bryan said. The proposed amount has not yet been decided. The Cayman Islands legalized medical marijuana in May 2017, but recreational use remains illegal. Local laws dictate a prison sentence of up to a year for possession of up to 12 grams of marijuana for a first offense. The referendum is scheduled for next year, coinciding with general elections. If the measure is approved, the Cayman Islands would join several nations across the socially conservative Caribbean region that have relaxed their cannabis laws. Hundreds of thousands of Argentine students protested in the streets yesterday against sharp spending cuts at public universities by President Javier Milei's libertarian government. The protests were organized after the administration threatened to veto a law Congress passed weeks ago to guarantee university funding, as Argentina faces an economic crisis with annual inflation close to 240% and over half of its population in poverty. The Argentina government has repeatedly justified cuts, deriding public universities as sites of socialist indoctrination, but the institutions have a strong reputation among Argentines. After the protests, Milei's office doubled down, pledging to veto the irresponsible push to boost spending on national universities, as well as any proposal that threatens the fiscal balance. And finally tonight, international news. U.S. President Joe Biden said yesterday he would not support any Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear sites in response to its ballistic missile attack, and urged Israel to act proportionally against its regional arch-foe. Biden spoke a day after Iran fired more than 180 missiles at Israel, an operation he previously described as ineffective. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed Iran would pay for the attack. Some analysts said Israel's response would likely be sharper than when Iran launched missiles and drones at Israel in April, suggesting this time it could target Tehran's nuclear or oil facilities. Other experts expected the U.S. to try again to moderate Israel's response in an effort to avoid a regional war. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Alana Bose reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.